Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode. I apologize for the lighting. I'm getting this anime room slowly but surely together. I'm here to talk to you and give you just my little review about Steins Gate Zero. So this is going to be, stop right here if you have not finished this series. Do not watch this video. Go over to my 4-episode review on Goblin Slayer or some of my K-pop review videos, but this is definitely spoiler alert. If you haven't watched Steins Gate, if you have not watched Steins Gate Zero, if you have not played the game, don't listen to what I'm about to say. Pardon me if I'm stopping constantly. I have a script. I thought I lost it. I fucking found it, so thank God. But yes, this is my review on Steins Gate Zero. So Steins Gate has finally ended after an emotional roller coaster through time and back again. We have come to a final ending. We have been left with Okabe still fighting to find Kurisu and Mayuri. We're editing, okay? We're editing. I can't fix this mistake. Mayuri, I know it's Mayuri, but I say Mayuri, and I understand, I get it. Now back to the video. And I would have never guessed that this anime would end the way that it did. I was more expecting a super awesome happy ending. Granted, it wasn't sad, it was just bittersweet. Okay, you're starting off Steins Gate Zero with no Kurisu. She's gone. She is not in this whatsoever, except when you find out that Maho, who Okabe is introduced to through schooling, and I believe it was a lecture, that you later come to find out that Maho and Kurisu studied together. And there is a lot that ties Maho and Kurisu together. She was with Kurisu when they were talking about the time machine, but she is sadly dead and gone. And you get to see Maho's feelings about Kurisu being gone and how she grieves and deals with it. And later come to find out that she has all of Kurisu's memories created into a program, and it is Kurisu on a phone, and she can talk to Okabe. He gets to know her. She doesn't quite know who he is. I don't think you get that. She doesn't remember meeting him or anything like that because it was a different timeline. He just ends up letting her die, and she doesn't recall that in the program anyway. You see Okabe just kind of die a little inside because he knows that Kurisu is gone, but he has this program in his phone that can call him whenever he wants and talk to him whenever he wants, and he actually gets chosen to sit there and have this program on his phone and talk to her, so she slowly starts to kind of get how real life is. It's very sad because you end up, toward the end of the series, he has to get rid of Amadeus is the program's name. And that kind of ties into a little bit more with Maho and Kurisu as well in their researching and everything. Amadeus, the program, is Kurisu's memories, and Okabe finally has to come to terms with the fact that this is not Makise. You are not in love with this program, and in order to prevent CERN from getting any further so he can save Mayuri and Suzuha, he has to delete Amadeus and delete everything about her. And it is so sad because it's Kurisu, but it's not, and it's a program. You shouldn't feel bad about it, but the program feels bad, and Okabe feels bad, and you're crying, and it's just a lot of emotion. It's a lot of emotion, you guys. Also, another thing, Sheena looks like Kurisu. And as she gets introduced into this whole crazy mess of a story, you still never find out who exactly she is. She looks like Kurisu, she's from the future, she doesn't remember anything except for being with Mayori as her mama, and she knows Suzuha as a big sister, and she time traveled with Suzuha to the, I think it's the B timeline, but you still never find out who she is, and to me, I honestly feel like she might be a daughter of Kurisu and Okabe, but you don't know that because the time changes so much, you don't know what happens. We lost Kurisu to keep Mayori, but it's bittersweet in that aspect too. You end up liking both characters, and it's really hard to make that decision on, yes, I'm gonna let this person die in order to save this person, but you come to find out some more interesting, juicy details toward the end of the series. The way that they tie you in to all of these characters as Okabe time leaps, it's insane because you have so many characters, and the fact that they can get you enveloped through all of these time leaps in with all of these characters shows me that it's a really awesome anime. If there's such a big cast and you can suck me into all of these characters' stories and I don't find myself getting bored, I think that's a very awesome anime. Like, you have to do some really awesome writing and some really good character development to get people into that, and I respect that fully. You end up finding out that Kurisu and Okabe are in love, and they're in this certain timeline. They confess to each other, they kiss, you can tell that they're super in love. He is so happy that she's returning his feelings for her, but she also tells him, let me die. I understand what you're trying to do, but let me die for Mayori's sake. It's okay. I love you. It's okay. So this is what he does. Never would have thought the series ended the way it did. Makise Kurisu falls in love with Okabe Rentaro, and Mayori falls in love with Hoen Kyoma. It's very weird, but at the same time you understand it's these two different personalities in Rentaro, which is making these two ladies fall for him in different ways. You also have Maho, which has obviously become infatuated with Okabe as well. So he's got a lot of fangirls, man. Like, everybody's falling for Okabe. You know that Mayori loves Okabe, but for the longest time you're not sure if, like, she cares about him in a friend-sibling way, or if she cares about him more deeply than that. And same for him. He always has looked at her as a friend, a childhood friend, a sister, but when we come down to the conclusion, he actually finally realizes that she loves me more than I think she does. We had Mayori time traveling away for the greater good, which was bittersweet. You knew it needed to happen, you knew she wanted to help, and this was her way of helping, but Hoen Kyoma was not, he was not happy about it. Not one bit, actually. It was super freaking sad, but that's when you find out that she finally admits her feelings for Okabe. When he is finally gone back in time about 3,000 times, I think it is, he actually realizes he needs to be Hoen Kyoma. He has to be Hoen Kyoma in order to survive these time travels, to have the mentality that he needs to stay strong, to not lose his mind after trying over and over and over again to correct these timelines and to save people. So when he finally gets to that rooftop after reliving it over and over and over again with Suzuha, Mayori, and Shina, they're fighting and trying to live and escape all these guys from CERN. He comes in and busts through the door and acts like Hoen Kyoma, and she is just like completely starstruck because she has not seen Hoen Kyoma in so long, because Okabe was being Okabe and he was being serious and emo, and just so he bursts through the door and he's back. And when you hit that moment in the series where you know that Hoen Kyoma is back,
違うぞダルKijk met de scientist! Filming! カメだ絶対にもう繰り返させはしない Add beside a kangaroo.
You just freaking squeal inside because you know that he's going to be stronger than what he originally was, and he's ready and prepared for the multiple time travels that he needs to get through in order to correct the whole situation and get Mayuri out safely and Suzuha without being blown up by a friggin' helicopter. Even just the beginning of the series, it takes you through meeting Maho, it takes you through him coming to terms with the fact that he's in a different timeline. He's still trying to find a way to live life normally without Kurisu, and he is just really, he's really vacant. You know, you can tell that he's just going through the motions but not really doing what he wants to do. Now, considering if I did my research correctly or watched the videos that I watched and interpreted them correctly, Steins Gate was an interactive game. I have not played it. I want to play it now that I've watched the anime. But I'm not entirely sure if you got the chance to pick and choose what you wanted to do, like say for your love interest, so being Maho and Kurisu and Mayuri. I don't know if you got the chance to say, hey, I'm gonna stick with Maho and see what happens. If it's a bad ending or a good ending, or same for the other two girls. I'm curious to play the game and see how the game ends up playing out, and if it follows the anime and ends the way that the anime does, or if you can actually get through it and find out what happens, and if he finds Steins Gate. One of my top animes, it is on the list of top anime. You go to my anime list, you will find it. You'll see characters from the show as my favorites. I am so emotionally traumatized from this anime as well. I would find myself, you know, off of it for a couple weeks, and then I'd jump back in and I'd watch 2 or 3 episodes, and I'd have tears streaming down my face. I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna get back into this, and the first episode I'm watching, I'm crying. And I love it, but at the same time, it is very emotionally traumatizing. Like, but I couldn't even imagine what Okabe goes through if or emotionally traumatized. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing what he did and time leaping and keeping a sane mind while doing it, or well, semi-sane mind. You can tell he loses it just a little bit. I'm so sad there isn't any more to watch, but I guess, like I said, I'm gonna have to play the game. I cried my eyes out through Steins Gate, and I cried my eyes out through Steins Gate Zero, and it is so worth watching. I hope this was a good review. I mean, it was kind of more my feelings and how much I love this anime, why it's my favorite, and just, they just get you. I don't know how much more to explain this. They get you so deep in the feels with this anime. And I think it's just the fact that if you could go back in time and change something or save somebody, would you? But would you understand the cost that it would take to save that person? And you watch as Okabe lives with these choices and goes back in time to change them, and lives with those choices but goes back in time to change it. And it makes your mind go, and it makes your heart pump. And like I said, I applaud the creators. I cannot wait to play the game. I'm thinking about playing the game and either filming a playthrough on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments about me gaming for Steins Gate. Let me know what you thought about Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero. Well, who were your favorite characters? What were your favorite points in the story? How did it make you feel? Because I love hearing what everybody else thinks. It gives me different ways to think about the series rather than just my own thoughts up here. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. I'm so happy my Goblin Slayer video has picked up some more views than normal for my other videos. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the comments, thank you for the likes, thank you for the subscriptions, and I will be back with another episode hopefully next week. If not, I'll see you when I see you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you later.